Welcome, everyone. Today's online talk is on the topic of the forgotten victims, women, children, education in the shadow of genocidal war in Gaza. My name is Dr. Shubda Chaudhary, and I'm the founder of Middle East Insights platform. Today is one of those rare privileges of our platform and me personally to communicate with someone who is right now in Gaza. This podcast has been made with a lot of difficulty, and because of the internet shutdowns and because of the capacity of the eSIMs and many others. So the speaker today is Abeer Z. Barakat, who is a lecturer at the University College of Applied Sciences, Gaza, activist for Palestinian women and children, psychological well-being advocate. Before I show you the podcast, there was a conversation that I had with her, and I was always very scared about she giving the podcast would be some kind of a target on her life. To which she said that they say a good Palestinian is a dead Palestinian. Nowhere is safe in Gaza. No one is safe in Gaza. We all are targets, be it walking in the street, playing in the street, queuing up for bread, or just being near a target. In the past, targets were basically military wing fighters or politicians. But now it's university lecturers, doctors, civil defense workers, or just being a Palestinian in Gaza. So let's go ahead and watch it. And for me, my words for her is that her struggle, her life, her misery, her pain, her lived experience and reality as we are coming to 1 year of the October War is not going unnoticed. So thank you for the privilege of time. And here starts the podcast. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Dr. Shodra, to you and to all the viewers of your podcast. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you for giving voice for the Palestinian people on your platform. Your question is a complex one. First of all, I'll start by answering about the question regarding the 7th of October. Where have we been? What have we been doing? And how it started. Um, it was Saturday early morning. Everybody was preparing to go to work, go to school. Children were off to school, actually, most of them. For my case, my children, I have twins, 18 years old. They were preparing to go to the university. And of course, I was preparing myself to go to my university as well and start my lectures. It was the beginning of the semester. Everybody was enthusiastic about it. Everybody was ready for it. So it was a very normal day until we started hearing the bombardment everywhere. We didn't know what's happening until we discovered that these were rockets being thrown on the Israeli side. Many people were very, very happy about that, to see this happening, but it was some time until we discovered that these rockets were fired from Gaza. It was very scary, actually. I'm sure that most of you have seen videos for children who lost their parents, one parent, parents, or the rest of the family, and these children have nobody left. We have seen images for these children crying over and over and shouting, I wish if I'm dead. I wish if I have joined my father. Why am I alive? This is difficult for a child to say. Children are supposed to think with hope and look for the future, play with their counterparts, play with toys, thinking happy thoughts. But instead, all these things the kids are thinking of is death. I have seen that with my own nieces and nephews. When my brother-in-law was shot by the Israeli tanks in front of his house, he was checking on his house after the Israeli raided the area, but it was turned out that they didn't yet evacuate, so they shot him. For 5 days, we didn't know if he's still alive or dead. So his children and we, of course, we didn't know what's happened to him. What's his news? Is he okay? Is he thirsty? Is he hungry? Is he cold? until the Israeli army evacuated the whole area. We went back. We found that he was dead and thrown away on the side of the road for 5 days. His children couldn't live with this trauma, and they were praying to God every day to join their father in heaven. In the street, I was hearing the children, school children, were screaming, crying. They didn't know what to do. It was massive. My son, who was getting ready to go to his university, and his colleague just came with his car trying to pick him up and to go together to campus. They decided to wait, and they saw some children in the street. They asked them if they could help them. So they picked up about 5 or 6 school students aged about 8 to 12, and they drove them to their parents' homes. And then we started looking for the news, waiting to see what's happening. Everybody was asking on WhatsApp groups, what's happening, what's going on. We thought that maybe the Israeli side have assassinated a member of Hamas or Jihad or whatever, because most of the escalations start like that. So it was some time until we discovered that there wasn't any assassination here or there, and the groups weren't responding to any assassination or any action, hostile action from the Israeli side. Then we discovered that the Hamas group has entered the settlements around the Gaza Strip. What I can say is that people were thrilled because it was for the first time for them to feel that they have the power to enter our ancestral land, our stolen land, the settlements around the Gaza Strip. This kind of preparation for this day didn't come just from October 7 or that day. Actually, we had the Great Return March that started in 2018 and ended due to the COVID-19 pandemic into 2020. And I myself, a researcher on the Great Return March. The Great Return March paved the way for October 7 because these marches and protests, peaceful protests, let me say, started on the fences around Gaza Strip, where the refugees were claiming the right to go back to their villages and cities that they were evicted from during the Nakba in 1948. And I myself, with my ancestors, we are also refugees. And even my grandmother, she had massive lands behind this massive, the massive fence that separates the Gaza Strip from the other occupied Palestinian land. So it was the Great Return March that paved the way for October 7. So for many people like me, we felt that this day just has come, and the dream of liberating the land has come. I cannot say that we weren't thrilled or happy or enthusiastic about this day. However, we were a little bit skeptical. Some people were skeptical, some other people were very enthusiastic and happy. And we discovered, or let me say that my brother told me, he's in Canada, he told me, okay, wait, don't be very happy because the Israeli reply is going to be massive. So it was a day full of actions, full of hope, until the night came and the Israeli raid started. It was massive raids, unprecedented from day one. Although we are used to the kind of Israeli invasion, not land invasion, the Israeli raids on Gaza, the aggressions on Gaza, the aerial strikes, the strikes from the gunships, the tanks around the Gaza city. But this kind of raids that happened from day one, the night of October 7, it was massive. and unprecedented. The kind of destruction, the amount of destruction was huge. And from our experience from the previous aggressions on Gaza, whether the 2008, 2012, 2014, 2018, 2019, 2021, it was limited, a few days or something like that. The largest aggression lasted 51 days. But for this one, we have never imagined that it will last 11 months. And from its beginning, from the first months of the aggression, especially after the land invasion, we discovered how hard it is. And it is something that is beyond imagination, beyond the capacity of the Palestinian society or its systems, beyond the capacity of the health system, beyond the capacity of the education system, because everything has stopped. Education has stopped. The health system has been affected. And you have seen how they raided the hospitals, they destroyed schools, and even these schools have been turned into refugee or evacuation shelters. It was massive. And even the universities, all the universities in the Gaza Strip have been targeted and destroyed. And if you may allow me, I will talk first about the influence on the local universities. Well, we have the Islamic University, the Azhar University, and the Aqsa University. They are the three major universities in the Gaza Strip, and they are located in one complex, in one neighborhood. That neighborhood has been targeted on the third day of the Israeli war on Gaza. The buildings have been destroyed one by one. And then after that, I remember that happened on October 9th, because on that same day, my area, which is very close to these universities' campuses, my home is near these universities, so even my home has been affected, and I evacuated on the 10th of October. And after that, these universities have become shelters to the evacuees. And after that, the Israeli army continued to raid these areas and target the buildings and the left campuses of these universities. After that, they targeted the campus of the Palestine University and Al-Isra University located in Al-Zahra city. And they even have blown up Palestine University with 315 mines, which was really strange. Until this moment, no one can apprehend why the Israeli army is targeting the universities. Although during the war, no one goes to these buildings, no students can go or join the universities. People usually during aggressions, they stay in their homes or they stay with relatives. They try to stay in safe places or what they think they are safe places. So it was unjustified for us. We feel it's unjustified that they target the campuses. And I have visited these campuses of these universities myself after the destruction when the area was safe to visit. And I noticed that the occupation has targeted the buildings that has computers or the scientific college buildings that has labs and computers, in addition to targeting the administrative buildings of these universities that holds the offices of the university lecturers, the university rector, the libraries even. And it was really so strange for them to burn the central library of the Islamic University that holds thousands of books and manuscripts. This is a crime against not only humanities, but against science and knowledge. About the University College of Applied Science where I'm working, It's rated number 4 on the Gaza universities. Me and my colleagues were very happy that our building is still the same, our campus is still the same, intact. Alhamdulillah, we thought, okay, we can start education once it's over. We can go back to our campus and continue with our activities and providing knowledge to students. Until lately, this month, we saw that Israel, or the Israeli army, has done the same as they have done to the Palestine University. They have blew up the main building of the University College of Applied Sciences, in addition to the destruction that they have already committed and perpetrated on the other buildings of the University College. Now we have no lift campus in Gaza, no lift college or university. It's really a very difficult situation. We don't know from where to start or from where to catch up. What can we do? However, there is some hope. During the COVID-19, every university in Gaza has now a library of lectures, recorded lectures and lessons on Google Meet and groups, etc. We have gone through the experience of the COVID-19, so thank God we already have something to work on. And some of the universities, including UCAS, we launched the summer course for the students who can join us online. For those who have a stable internet connection or any kind of internet they can use, like the eSIM or the mobile data, whatever they can, we provided them with online classes, especially the basic courses, proficiency courses like English or Arabic, or any course that can be delivered online. However, for the practical courses, like the students of nursing or the engineering, or these classes that require labs or computers, we couldn't launch these courses to the students online. But at least we have made an effort to show that the Palestinian people, they are steadfasting on their land, they value education, they value knowledge, and they are going to continue with education under any circumstances. And even we have the campus of UCAS in the southern governorate, although it has been turned into a shelter to the refugees, but some classes also have been given to the students in the south. Another initiative I would like to talk about here, which shows the hope for the Palestinian education, the higher education, is the initiative of the universities of the West Bank, the other part of Palestine. They offered open courses and free degrees for our students, especially for those who already started studying at the local Gazan universities and who wish to continue their studies. So this initiative started around December, I think, of last year. Many students have joined and started taking their lessons and courses. Other students are still waiting because not all the areas in Gaza are the same when it comes to the availability of electricity or internet. So you can say that thank God we had this initiative. However, I also would like to request from all the universities of the world to offer their courses and their degrees to our students in Gaza in order to be able to continue their education, because education is one of the most important aspects of the Palestinian lives. We value education so much, even more than food or water. It's part of our dogma as Palestinians to show our steadfastness through education. And now that the new academic year has started, especially that we have lost last academic year, the schools need to compensate the students for this loss in education. And for this reason, the Ministry of Education in the West Bank has declared that it is offering a new semester for the students in Gaza online, and they are compensating the loss in the last academic year by providing the students with a new curriculum. The first semester of this academic year, it will be dedicated for the education of last year, and then the second semester of this academic year, it will be like providing them with a new knowledge for the next year. So this way, the students will not be losing last year. In fact, it is summarized into one semester with a new summarized syllabus for the students. And I think this is a fair and clever step towards compensating the loss in the literacy of our students. And I really feel so sorry for the students in the first grade and second grade. These are the ones who will suffer a lot because they have lost the kind of activities that they need in order to gain basic literacy. Also, there is one point I would like to highlight here, and I sadly will talk about it. For many people, including myself, who fear for the academic future of their children, especially for the 12th year of high school, what we call it the Tawjihi certificate, which qualifies students to join universities. I myself has a daughter who is supposed to sit to the Tawjihi exam. Many parents thought about sending their children to Egypt, although it was really difficult to cross the Israeli checkpoint separating between the north and south of Gaza, and to pay a tremendous amount of money for the Egyptian authorities to allow our children to cross to Egypt. But after a lot of thinking, I have decided to send my daughter to Egypt to sit for high school exams. This is a challenge, actually, not only financially and emotionally, but also the kind of effort that any students would do in order to sit for the Tawjihi exam, especially that the students didn't take any lessons at school. So my daughter has to have her own self-study and sit for these exams. Thank God, she has passed half of her exams, and she still has to sit for chemistry and physics in December. So many parents have done the same as I have done it, but I have to suffer the distance between me and my daughter.